Why would I go Alliance if I'm gonna roll on your server? Well, it's the same thing I was telling Neon. Is he's rolled... It's the way that I think about it. Neon rolled a human warrior to play with one of his buddies. Got to 23. And then his buddy stopped playing Classic. Then he made a Night Elf Priest to play with another group of people. And they play at a different time than him. And so they're gonna out-level him eventually. So I was like, play whatever you actually want to play. We can make alts and mess around, but I'm not gonna like wait to level this guy until you're on. Like, I wanna hit 60. I'll make an alt and we can play together with that guy. But my big thing is getting this guy to 60, and this is the guy I wanna play. So like, if you actually wanna play a gnome titty juice mage, then go make a gnome titty juice mage. And then when everyone's on, if we want to play together, we can make new characters. That's my thinking on it, because like, you rolled a character to play with someone, and then that character's done when you guys don't really play together anymore. Then you rolled the priest to play with the other group, and they play at different times. So eventually you guys are going to be different levels. No, we had to find someone else to heal this group. Sorry, you're not high enough to get in. Alright, well, the whole reason I made this character was to play with you. So, like, just be selfish. Make an alt here, but if you want to be Alliance, play Alliance. If you want to be wrong, play Alliance. If you're going to spend 4 days, 3 hours, 20 minutes with the character, make it a character you actually like. And then have like a secondary character. Okay, I'd actually rather be a gnome, whatever, priest or dwarf paladin. That's what I'm actually like, that's what I'd rather play. Play that. And then play an alt with the rest of this. But like, I've just seen, it's happened so often. And yes, most of the time I'm the one that does it. Yo, let's get this game, let's play together. Oh, you got that game? Yeah, I'm not liking it anymore. I'm not playing it anymore. Sorry. Like in an ideal scenario, everybody would play a different class and we'd all have like a super good party comp. But the reality is, you play a lot of this game by yourself. And if you want to be an undead warrior, and Neon's already an undead warrior, be an undead warrior. When you raid when you get to end game anyway, you need multiple warriors in your raids. And it's fine to have a warrior like Fury spec to be DPS and a warrior to be protection spec to tank. And especially like raiding, if you wanted to play a priest and my alt is also a priest, like, yeah, raids are gonna need 2 priests. I'm just saying, when we play Final Fantasy 14, you guys know I'm gonna be a ninja. Or a dragoon. Or the am I the warrior of light? Aha, am I the warrior of light? I will be if you spend $30 in the gacha shop to get new job cards, Ziggy. Aha. You guys didn't even know about this, did you? No! Here's my secret, Captain. I'm always jumping. The aspect of the cheetah. I can just run everywhere, 30% faster. I've got Ghost Wolf. I can blink. I can sprint. Fuck all of y'all. Fuck all of y'all. If I got that fucking dagger, I would have sold it and bought a epic mount. Seriously, all of you, go fuck yourself. Go school, sprint. Annoying. And I gotta be the first one to the instance. I have no movement speed buffs, and I gotta be the first one to the instance to summon your lazy ass. Yeah, I can move 40% faster just by default, but I'm gonna wait for the warlock to summon me. I'm in Undercity crafting bandages. Suck my dick. I'm out of soul shards. But you bought the XP? I wish I had more organized group challenges. Mail me some bags. But you bought the XP? Oh, the expansions. Yeah, and that was to get the like prestige classes and stuff. That's one thing I do really like about Guild Wars compared to this. There's 2 expansions, Forest of Thorns and Heart of Fire, whatever, but they don't invalidate the previous content. And that's one thing I think WoW really struggled with. Burning Crusade released, don't do any of the previous stuff. Like, why would you ever do any of the previous raids unless you just want to see it? But like, the gear is outdated. You find greens that are better than the epics that you got from doing Naxxramas. All of this old content just gets invalidated every expansion. The level cap jumps up so much, the gear evolves so much, new zones are released that have better loot for much easier, the questing experience is like so much higher. But in Guild Wars, the levels don't really change that much. It's like you grow horizontally, right? Each new expansion gives you new things to do as opposed to like vertically increasing the limit. So you get new prestige classes, or like, for instance, if I bought the expansion, I would get a 4th talent tree. That's equal to these. Well, actually, in Guild Wars' case, you buy the expansion, you'd get like a prestige talent tree, and you'd have points you can put into that. But it doesn't invalidate the previous talent tree, and it doesn't invalidate the gear that you get. And they have mounts, and each expansion has like a different set of mounts. I think there's like a gliding one, raptor, and each of those mounts has their own little talent tree, and you get like mastery points for doing dailies and quests to level up the mount, and like their own little sphere grid looking thing that you can mess around with. And then you can bring that into the base world, kind of. But I never felt like I needed... I bought them because I wanted some of the cool professions and the items and stuff that I would get from it. But it's not like I need to buy the expansion, otherwise I'm just playing like an inferior version of the game, or my character's never going to be the highest level. I'm never going to be able to do the in-game stuff. It's more horizontal than this, and I think that's, in my opinion, a smarter approach to take, especially when it results in, like, if you look at how long it takes to level up here, how long it takes to kill each mob, 30 seconds to a minute for each mob. Levels take 6-7 hours, especially as you get later on. Oh shit, whoops. Rest in peace, homie. I mean, they both have their merits, right? Like, you slowly want your guy to get more powerful and more powerful, but I think there's a way to do it. I just don't want to fight anybody. I don't even know what I'm doing here. What am I doing here? Going here. There's a way to do it where it's more like, if the graph bottom left is here, for you guys to be here. Way to do it like this, as opposed to WoW, which is like expansion drops, expansion drops, expansion drops. Goldier. Okay. I think the cosmetic shop is handled better in Guild Wars. I like the PvP better in Guild Wars. I think the way that they do like the talents, and you can only slot 8 things on your bar, and you have to pick which 8 things you want, and that changes based on the weapon that you're using, which that's super cool. You use a two-handed sword, you get completely different abilities to like a wand. Then your offhand also changes that. That's really cool and innovative. Word. But Ziggy, if you want to maximize XP per hour, you need to be killing everything on the way. I know, I'm mentally checked out. I was only supposed to play for like an hour. That's not true. I'm gonna like, I'll challenge that. You didn't need those new professions to compete because you could only pick 3. You can only pick 3 like talents, and the third one was reserved for either a normal one or one of the expansion professions. Like you couldn't get both of the other professions, if that makes sense. You had to pick 2 normal ones, then the third one you could pick another normal one or a profession from the expansion. But in PvP, everything's normalized. Gear levels normalized, all that shit is normalized. And I didn't have any problems with it once I started learning the system without the expansion. I just found a build and items and amulets and stuff that worked for me. They allowed you to make different builds and try different things, like the Mesmer with the shield, and you could start putting shields up and being like a tank, kind of. And then the other one allowed you to have an axe and kind of like teleport around, mirage type stuff. But without those, I was using the two-handed sword and doing just fine. But it's a different mentality. Like some people want a really well-balanced, fine-tuned game. And some people want kind of just open, right? Where they're geared, it's an MMO. You want your gear to matter. You want your levels to matter. If you spent 40 hours a week with your guild raiding Naxxramas, or Onyxia, or whatever it is, and you have full tier 2, tier 3 gear, epics on every single slot, like, yeah, you want to be able to blow up an idiot who just turned level 60, who's got a white main hand weapon. I think it kind of messes up a little bit of the depth that there could be, but not every game needs to be an esport, right? But I think it loses some of the potential for depth when because it's so hard to balance. You can try to balance the classes, and theoretically, let's say the classes are 100% well balanced, no gear, whatever, everything has a 50% win rate. As soon as you start adding gear into the mix, different trinkets and items. Ooh, someone's here. Who the fuck knows? You got people crying for nerfs because of this, but maybe it's because they went up against the tier 3 wearing Juggernaut warrior and they're like a level 54 priest. Like, yeah, of course you're gonna get one-shotted. Mortal Strike is gonna wreck your day. But Guild Wars The constructed PvP, everyone's stats are normalized. Everyone gets access to all the talents. It just depends on what you spend them on. The only things that you can control are like you get like basically 2 amulets, and those can change stuff. But everyone's stats are like level whatever, the equivalent of a level 60 stat. Everyone's just boosted when you're in this constructed PvP zone. But you can pick like, okay, I want this ring that gives me plus 70 attack damage, or I want this ring that gives me plus 70 defense, and that can kind of slightly change how you fight. But oh, you didn't quite make it, Memnor. But you don't have to stay there. Like, you can do constructed PvP or you can do world PvP, and that allows you to bring in your gear, and your level is important, and all that shit is important. And I think like there's 2 different types of arena. One where the gear matters and one where it doesn't. I guess we just line of sight you and have the dots. What the Christ? Wait, what the what? Tepin? I think it's fine. Like, I think it's fine to say that you didn't really click with Guild Wars the way you did with WoW, and you didn't really click. I mean, you're not much of a PvPer in the way that I'm like just do BGs all day every day. But I didn't think it's fair to say that you couldn't even compete with people without the expansion, because that wasn't what I thought or noticed. I'm pretty sure Guild Wars invalidates their old content. No. The new zones you can get access to with the new expansions, but you don't need them. You don't need the new mounts. They can help you get around the old stuff, but you don't need them. And again, it's not like you're stuck at level 60, and if you buy the expansion, then you go to 80. It's, hey, you get access to, you get access to new content horizontally. Like, here's a new prestige class you could be. But again, you can only pick 3 like talents, and the prestige one is one of them. But the game is pretty well balanced that you're not gonna feel like you're gimped if you don't have an elite or a prestige one as your 3rd talent tree. There's more content, right? More dungeons and more raids and stuff, but it doesn't invalidate any of the other shit that they released. All right, where do we get a key from? And WoW, if they spend more time doing it, they get better gear, or they know their class better. There were skills that I was locked out of. Right, you were locked out of skills because you didn't have the expansion. What I'm saying is, those skills weren't better, objectively better. Like, that's not how they balance their stuff. You were locked out of skills because you didn't have the expansions. But that didn't invalidate your class or make you objectively inferior to someone who did buy them. In the case that if I didn't buy Burning Crusade, okay, Grave Slipknot? In the case where if I'm like playing vanilla and someone has Burning Crusade and they're level 70 with the deeper talent tree and their health goes from 3,000 to 10,000, yeah. And all this old content is like completely pointless because you gain green items from like the first monster you kill that wipes out whatever gear you had. Is it in here? Memnor? What the fuck are we doing here? Oh my god. Memnor, what are you... Why did you invite me to the group? Jailer in City Hall? KK. Arigato! Let's go kill us a jailer. This guy. In WoW, if they just spend more time doing it, they get better gear or they know their class better. Yeah, and that's available in Guild Wars, but it's 3 rogues in the main room entrance? Alright. Maybe just send fucking Belfog in there. This guy, dot up this guy, let's burst this guy. If you want to play the arena mode or the world PvP where your gear matters, and the more you do that, the more like rep or points or whatever you get to be able to trade in for PvP gear that your stats matter on, like that's a thing in Guild Wars. They also have the constructed one where it doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, like any game or MMO, the more you play it, the more you're gonna learn the class, like naturally. I just played PvP more and I started to learn my class. And I felt more comfortable in 1v1s and other shit like that. Like, that's just kind of the same as like any game. And if you want the gear to matter, again, like it can matter. But I liked, hey, I'm level 10 or whatever, and I can go right into PvP. And I gain experience for it, and I can get epic max level gear for it and other shit like that. Did you not see this? Heavy leather, baby. 10 slot bag arenos coming up. But how long did you do PvP before you got the experience? You got it pretty early on. How long did you do PvP before you got the experience? You got it pretty early on. Let me just line of sight this guy real quick. Ooh, I don't really know where to target you. The fuck? What the fuck is happening to you? The in-game peeps just play all the raids since gear isn't better on the new content. Expansion, not experience. What the f... How long did you do PvP before you got experience? You got it pretty early on? What do you mean by that? You have to be level 10 or something like that. Like it doesn't take very long before you can do the constructed PvP. And then like level 20 or 30 or something, you can do world PvP. But obviously you're like gonna get completely shit on because gear and level matters in world PvP. Memnor, where the fuck are you? So the in-game peeps just play all the raids since the gear isn't better on the new content. I mean, I don't know. We never did the raids. We didn't even get like halfway to max level. But they're gonna have better gear than... not necessarily. They'll have more PvE focused gear. I can say that for a fact. But I don't know if it's like objectively item level better than some of the stuff you could get from the world PvP. If you've got like max whatever rank on that. I think they're just statted differently, like how these are. PvE sets and WoW have different stats, and the PvP ones have like how the PvP sets had resilience, right? They're not really, you don't really compare them that way. But I never did in-game rating in Guild Wars. We got to like level 40 or something and stopped. Isn't the fucking dude? Oh, no, he's in the top. Okay. Suri. Is Memnor just waiting for me? I thought he was in the bottom. I'm coming. I like Guild Wars' yeah. Yeah. I forgot. I like Guild Wars' approach to PvP. They allowed you to PvP like constructed. Everyone's the same. It's just skill. I like they had a mode without that. Pick this up. Go to Tyrion Mill. Wait, am I supposed to do something with this?
We're going to erect other ships here. We'll send them all against
cool, I'm heading back to Tyrion Mill.
We shall conquer the entire universe.
Same. Aww. I like their approach to PvP in that there was an option for people who wanted to play constructed and try to get a completely balanced environment, and it wasn't, you know, you just get shit on by level 19 twinks. Some people like that. There is a place to do that in Guild Wars. You could do PvP with gear. Some people don't want to do that. They each have their own queue and lobbies and rewards that they can get for that. Then the world PvP was just completely open. I think that was cool. I love, like, the name of it, Guild Wars, right? The idea is, instead of getting a group of people to do PvE content and raiding, like, you really could hold objectives and capture territory and push other things and get a lot of great end-game rewards if you just wanted to focus on PvP. Holding the, like, the, whatever that was called, the world map or whatever it was. And the way they handled the items and stuff, I think, was super cool. Every weapon you equipped changed what your abilities were. You would have multiple abilities per slot, and you would have to pick which one that you wanted to equip. How long did you do PvP before you got the expansion? You got it pretty early on. Yeah, but that's me being a, that's me being a just completionist idiot. And I'm seeing all the stuff that I could do, and the game's like, you would get mastery points or something like that. Hey, you've unlocked 100 mastery points. Oh, but you can't spend them without the expansion. I mean, you still have all of this base content you can do, but you couldn't even use the prestige classes until you like hit max level anyway. But it was the same. It was the same thing that I do in like everything. Okay, I like this game. I'm enjoying it. I keep playing it. I keep logging in every day. Like, yeah, of course I'm gonna buy the expansion. I want to see all this new shit and all the new changes and stuff they made. But I didn't need it. 2 more mobs. 2 more mobs. Then we hit 40. 2 more mobs. We're gonna get this quest done. Then we hit 40. Get this quest done, then we hit 40. Ugh. Yes! This is the song I need.
Doc, Dr. D, Doctor.
Here we go, 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 here we go. This is it, 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 this is it. Wait, is it really just talk to him and then you get it? I thought you had to do something. Haha! Sucks to be you, idiots. I don't have to spend any money at all. Free mounts? Hell yeah. Oh, bless. Oh, bless. Oh, bless. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Oh, bless. It's all been worth it. It's all been worth it. All been worth it for this moment. Oh, there it is. It's right there. It's right there. Oh, it's right there. Oh, I'm so close. Eh. I would give you a reward for this patience and hard work, but know this. The ability to summon a Felsteed will be much more difficult in the future. You will have to earn it, and it will not be easy. For now, go with the power to summon such a creature and use it as you see fit. Quest objectives. Speak to Strahad Farson in Ratchet to learn the ability to summon a Felsteed. The following will be cast on you. Summon Felsteed. Accept. Good luck, Zygart. I look forward to seeing you in the future. There it is, boys. There it is, boys. I unbound Zoom because I made it my pet attack functions. There it is. There it is. There's our little Felsteed nightmare. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, it feels so good. Sense of accomplishment. Whew. Ooh. Now I gotta run in the end and log out. Oh, God bless. God bless.